like to go ahead and call the City Council meeting to order. We'd like to welcome all of you this evening. Mayor Phillips sends his regrets. He's a bit under the weather and he couldn't be with us this evening. So thank you guys for being here. First order of business is to have our pledge, and I'll ask Councilmember Thomas to lead us in the Pledge of Allegiance, and also invocation by our City Attorney, John Carter.
Please join me in the pledge. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Our Heavenly Father, we pause to give you thanks for another day that you have gifted each of us with, to live in this beautiful city. We give thanks for our city and all of its citizens. And as we look forward to our country's celebration on July 4th of its independence, we give thanks for all those who have sacrificed, many giving their lives that we could live in this country, in this city, and enjoy the privileges and the benefits that we so enjoy each and every day. And we give thanks for all those who are still serving, who are serving to preserve those liberties and benefits. Give thanks for them and ask for your protection to be upon them and to be with their anxious families. And as always, we ask that your guidance and your direction and care be given to our mayor and to our council. All of this we ask in your holy name. Amen.
Amen. Amen. Thank you. Okay. Council, before you have your agenda, we would ask that we remove item number 11 from the agenda, please.
So moved.
Do that under the option of the, it's all right.
Yeah.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. Any discussion? All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Okay, item 11 is removed. And now presentations. Okay. It's time for a few presentations. If I could ask Lynn Smith to please come forward.
Bring your daughter. Yes.
Yeah, please. The Clean and Green Awards are presented by the Jacksonville Environmental and Appearance Advisory Committee. How are you, Lynn? Nice to see you.
Great to see you. Thank you.
Hey, how are
Mary
you?
Margaret.
Nice to see you.
Sorry,
She's
go
gotten
ahead.
so tall. As you know, the Appearance Advisory Committee to recognize homes and commercial sites with outstanding visual appearance, outstanding recycling efforts, and personal or group services to our city that advances the spirit of being clean and green. Councilmember Angela Washington is the council liaison to the Environmental Appearance Advisory Committee. She's unable to be with us tonight as she's out of town attending a governmental seminar. She sends her regrets. The chairman of the Recognition Committee, Patrick Carroll, is also unable to be with us this evening as he's headed to New York State to see his new granddaughter. But the most important people are here tonight, which are all of us here to recognize you. So tonight we recognize a business that has been nominated by several citizens as having multiple outstanding visual appearances. Location at 320 New Bridge Street has been nominated several times by citizens. They have noted the seasonal decorations, colorful summer plantings, and the overall appearance of the law office is something to be proud of. In discussing the award with Lynn Smith, she has given all the credit to her mother, who could not be with us tonight, former Mayor Elsie Smith. Mayor Smith has spent hours planting, and maintaining the beds around the former home turned law office. The work has paid off with an explosion of color available to be seen now, and in the past, displays of fall, Christmas, and winter arrangements seasonally presented. The Recognition Committee believes that the law office should be recognized for their faithfulness to the clean and green effort and for the obvious respect for the visual appearance of the city. So on behalf of Clean and Green, we'd like to recognize businesses and residents for their outstanding visual appearances. So I will read it now. Clean and Green Jacksonville Star Award. This Clean and Green Jacksonville Outstanding Business Appearance Award is presented to M. Lynn Smith, PC, Attorney at Law, as determined by the Jacksonville Environmental and Appearance Advisory Committee, given with sincere appreciation by the City of Jacksonville. And we hope you'll hang this on a wall and remember us.
Thank you so
Thank you,
much.
Lynn. We
Thank
appreciate you very much.
Thank you. Well, again, it is an honor. This pales in comparison to the men and women that are here that serve our city by both fire and police, but it is an honor to receive this award. And all the recognition does go to my mother, Elsie Smith, who is responsible for all of that. Thank you all so much
Thank
and for
you.
all the work you all do. Thank you.
Thank you. Okay, and now we have another award, and this is a special time that we recognize some significant achievements and things that are done by our public safety to save lives in our community. I'll ask Chief Yanero if you can please come forward. Police Department Officer Brian Stitz, Mark Madigan, Robert Mendoza, Jacksonville Fire and Emergency Services, firefighter Ty Ray Fisher. Please, he's not here. Okay. And driver Dwayne Messner and telecommunicator Brad Frick. Is he here yet? He's not here yet, is okay. All right, gentlemen. On Sunday, January 1st, 2017, Jacksonville police responded to a report of a child choking at a residence in the city. When officers arrived on scene, the child's parents ran to the officers while carrying the child. Officers assessed the child, finding no pulse, and the child was not breathing. Officers immediately began CPR. After 2 rounds of CPR, the child took a breath but was struggling. Officers continued rescue breathing until Jacksonville Fire and Emergency Services arrived and assumed the care. The child was transported for continued care and has made a full recovery. The quick and decisive action of these first responders and telecommunicators is commendable. Their actions resulted in preventing a tragedy and are very worthy of the life-saving award that we're about to give today. And I personally want to thank all of you for your service to this community and the residents of which you serve. Those of us that are parents know what a child means to us and what that tragedy could have meant to people for a long time, for their whole lifetime. And it's significant. And we take for granted the service of these men and women in our public safety and fire. So today we want to thank you for what you do and that your service does not go unnoticed. Okay? All right. Officer Mendoza?
Yes, sir. They're here as well, sir, the family.
Other families here?
Family's
Can
right
you
there.
please come forward? I didn't know. I apologize. Thank you.
Yes, sir.
Let's start off, you gentlemen slide this way, we'll have, they want to stand with you, right?
Yes, sir.
So let's have them stand right there with.
I think we'll stand, yeah, all of us.
Hey. Thank you, guys. All right. We have Officer Robert Mendoza. Officer Mark Madigan.
Is Mark's family here?
Brian.
Other families want to come up? Okay. Now, if the family will step out in just a moment, let's take a picture with just the personnel.
I'd like to ask Chief Yanero to say a few words. Chief?
Thank you very much.
I appreciate this opportunity to congratulate these first responders in a great job. You know, it does my heart good when I get to see the fruits of their training and their experience and how well they act together. You know, the Department of Public Safety, we have telecommunicators, firefighters, and police officers that all work as a team. And this just shows you the quality of the team that you have in your community. And I'm proud to be your chief. Thank you.
Chief. Can we give him a round of applause, please? Thank you, guys. Okay, there's no one signed up for public comment. Is there anyone here that would like to speak? Okay, before we continue with our business this evening, I'll sort of suspend for a few minutes. If you want to leave, you may do so. If you were here for just the presentations, you're more than welcome to stay for the official business of the evening if you'd like. But we'll give you a few minutes to exit stage left if you'd like to do that at this time. Thank you again.
He is a born salesman too, you know, so, you know, that man can sell anything, I think. One of the best MCs of anybody in town when MC an event, just especially reverse raffles where you can get a little dig in. He's got a great sense of humor. It is. And one of the quickest, sharpest minds.
Just remove. Refer to another name.
He's very sharp mind, you know, come back. You can't put him on the spot.
Okay. Next order of business is to adopt the minutes and consent items. Council, before you have the minutes of the June 6, 2017 workshop meeting minutes and consent items.
Move for adoption of the minutes and the consent items as listed.
Motion, do I have a second?
Second.
Have a motion and a second. Any further discussion? All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Okay, consent items are adopted, 11's removed. Okay, item number 14, we have a public hearing for voluntary satellite annexation petition, Wolf Properties, 1150 Piney Green Road. It's item number 14.
Mayor and Council, on behalf of Wolf Properties Incorporated, Wolf Properties LLC, John Pierce and Associates has submitted a voluntary satellite annexation petition for 1.32 acres that are not contiguous to the current city limit boundaries. Property is located along Piney Green Road at the intersection with Hemlock Drive and in the vicinity of Patriot Park subdivision. The the tentative plans for the parcel is for a 5,520 square foot commercial space proposed for tenant occupied shopping center. The financial analysis shows a slightly negative cash flow over the 5-year period. Staff recommends that council adopt the annexation ordinance as presented.
Thank you. At this time, we'll recess the regular meeting and open up the public hearing. Does anyone here wish to speak? Okay, no one here to speak. We'll go ahead and close the public hearing and reopen the regular meeting. Council?
Move for adoption of the annexation ordinance as presented.
Second.
I have a motion and a second. Any further discussion? All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Okay, motion carries. Next order of business is also a public hearing, a special use permit and type 3 site plan, bar, nightclub, lounge, brown bagging tavern, 127 Wilmington Highway, units 4 and 5. Jeremy? Okay, you swear and affirm that the evidence you shall give be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
I do.
All right.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor, members of the City Council. Again, agenda item 15, 127 Wilmington Highway is a application submitted by Mr. Matthew Paperka for a special use permanent site plan for I'll say it one time and then I'll abbreviate it by just saying tavern, but bar, nightclub, lounge, brown bagging, and tavern. Notice the vicinity map before you showing the general location along Wilmington Highway. Aerial photography of the site. Some of you should know this as the old Thieves Market that was redeveloped by Valdon Inc., Mr. Donnie Dale. It's adjacent to the former site of Southeastern Steel Choppers. This project site is zoned corridor commercial, as are the adjacent properties. Again, Southeastern Steel Choppers, the old facility there to the east. To the west is Jacksonville Veterinary Clinic. To the south is an automobile repair facility. Across Broadhurst Road is the new location for NC License Plate Agency. And then across Wilmington Highway is the Triangle Shopping Center, Cave Gentlemen's Club, Hollywood Pond, and the Dairy Queen. Dairy Queen.
Richard's favorite place.
Before you on the screen is the site plan, which is an existing developed site. During reviews, staff found that the site is still compliant with parking with the Unified Development Ordinance. At this time, the developer is not proposing any outside improvements. However, if they were to receive approval and go through the upfit, if they're remodeling inside, trigger any conformity outside, conforming issues outside, such as the landscaping, staff would apply it at that time. But as of right now, there are no outside improvements being proposed. At its meeting last Monday night, the Planning Advisory Board, along with staff, is recommending approval of this request with findings of fact A through G being found in the affirmative. Mr. John Pierce, representative of the applicant, is here tonight. He, along with staff, would be happy to answer any questions that you may have.
Thank you.
Thank you.
At this time, we need to close the regular meeting and open up the public hearing. Does anyone here wish to speak? Please come forward. Please state your name and address for the record.
John Pierce, 405 Johnson Boulevard.
You swear that the evidence that you shall give be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God? Yes, sir. All right, John.
I'm gonna tell the truth now, I wanna get home too.
There you go.
I'm just here to let you know, I'm here to answer any questions. I think we meet all the criteria as far as parking and land use, and all the application is complete, and access and street access, and I think we meet all the criteria, and I'll be here to answer any questions that the council folks may have. Thank you, sir.
Thank you, John. Any questions? Does anyone else wish to speak on this item? No one else to speak. We'll go ahead and close the public hearing and reconvene regular meeting. Council?
Mayor Pro Tem, I make the motion to approve the special use permit and type 3 site plan based on the findings of facts A through G being found in the affirmative.
Second.
I have a motion and a second. Any further discussion? All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Okay, motion carries. Thank you. All right. Item number 16. We have a bid award for street rehabilitation project Dr. Woodruff?
New technology.
Take your time.
Mayor and Council, we're very pleased this evening to present to you and to the public the paving program, which we'll be accomplishing in the coming year. Andrew Cassell is the project manager for this. I've asked him to come this evening to review with you the bids and also the projects, the particular streets that we'll be performing paving on. So Andrew, if you would.
Thank you, Council. Good evening. The FY17 Street Rehabilitation Project is a continuation of the city's efforts to resurface deteriorated roadways throughout the city. This year, for our street rehabilitation program, staff has identified 7 different street segments to be resurfaced. They are McDaniel Drive, Oakwood Court, Mildred Avenue, Shoreline Drive, portions of Ellis Boulevard, Enterprise Road, and Estate Drive. The total length of the roadways to be resurfaced is approximately 1.07 miles. The repair efforts that we'll be doing on this year's street resurfacing project, it will include repairing broken curb and gutter, broken driveway aprons, shoulder widening, installing new asphalt pavement, and new asphalt markings. This year, the city received 2 bids for the FY17 street rehabilitation project. The low bidder, Morton Trucking, provided a low bid in the amount of $480,713.55. Their bid came in approximately $290,000 less than our engineer's estimate for the project. Morton Trucking recently completed our last street resurfacing project, the FY16 street rehab project last year. During that project, Morton Trucking provided quality workmanship and was able to adjust to the factors in the field relatively quickly. With the bids that have come in, staff is recommending that council award a contract to Morton Trucking for the FY17 street rehabilitation project.
Council would also like to mention, while it sounds like that the bid came in substantially under the opinion or probable cost, which it did, a major factor in that is the world price of oil. We're very fortunate that right now the price of asphalt is at almost a 10-year low for us. Over the next several weeks, the City Council will be the city staff will also be analyzing additional roads that we may bring to you, given the fact that we are underbid or underestimate as far as we are. But we do recommend that you award this bid.
Thank you, Dr. Woodruff. Council, before you have the consideration of the bid FY17 rehabilitation project.
Move we award the project as bid to Morton Trucking Company in the amount of $480,713.55.
All right, I have a motion and a second. Any further discussion?
I did have one question. I happened to be on Shoreline Drive the past couple of weeks. I noticed kind of a big project happened. Are you familiar? What was that?
I believe you may be referring to Sturgeon City project?
No, this
No?
was on the other
Okay.
side of the street. There's a big mound of gravel around maybe a new catch basin or a sewer. Wally knows.
Okay. Yeah, it's actually a pump station we have on site, and that berm you see there is actually protecting from floodwaters entering the wet well of the station.
Wow. Okay, thank you. Mighty close to the.
Any other comments? All right, we have a motion and a second. All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Okay. Contract has been awarded. All right, next order of business is the item number 17, the representative to Onslow Water and Sewer Authority on WASA. Before you, you have Jerry Bittner is serving an existing 3-year term, and I am serving an existing 3-year term, which expires on July 31st, 2018. Dr. Woodruff?
It is the tradition of the City Council that you annually reappoint or annually appoint persons to the Sturgeon City, pardon me, let's do that all again.
Let's try it again.
It is your annual policy to appoint members to ONWASA, even though their terms are not expiring. and therefore this matter is placed before you to consider reappointment or other appointments this evening.
Thank you, Richard. Council?
I assume that you're both interested in doing this,
I was
or
going to say, we have two members absent in case you
Yeah,
need
we
those.
can probably try to,
I'll make a motion that we reappoint Councilman Bittner to his current seat and reappoint Mayor Pro Tem Lazar to his current seat.
Second.
have a motion and a second. Any other discussion? All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Okay. Motion carries. Next order of business, item number 18, Jacksonville Tourism Development Authority establishes an emeritus status. Dr. Woodruff, I'll let you brief us.
The state law and city resolutions establish the formation and membership of the Tourist Development Authority. We've been very honored for a number of years to have the service of Bill Hemingway. Mr. Hemingway's service has not only been as a city employee for many years and clerk, obviously before that he was an outstanding member of the Naval Service, but in his retirement years he has served in many advisory capacities. As you will recall, earlier this year, the City Council actually recognized him as one of the Volunteer Citizens of the Year. Tonight we're asking you to establish a position that is a non-voting position, but is the establishment of the emeritus status, and we're also asking that you appoint Bill Hemingway to this. The reason for this is Mr. Hemingway, due to age and other conditions, it is difficult for him to attend every meeting. However, it is important that we do not lose his institutional memory, nor do we lose his commitment to serve this community. And therefore, we would recommend that you modify the necessary resolutions of the city to establish this position. Again, it's a non-voting position, but it will allow him or others that you may appoint in the future to participate fully. They will get agendas, they will sit at the table, they will have discussion. However, the requirement for them to actually attend is removed because they will not be a voting member. So we are asking this evening that you make that modification to the regulations of the city. Mr. Attorney, would you like to add anything?
The board, by a resolution, has 6 members. Tonight, you're going to appoint, the next agenda item is to appoint another hotelier to that. And there has been at least one time I know that we have not had a quorum. Again, hopefully getting that board back up to full 6 members is going to have that. And I know it has been difficult, as Richard said, for Mr. Hemingway to come on some occasions, but he's come in spite of that difficulty. But again, this is truly a way to honor him and to let him carry on as in service to the city. And we certainly encourage you to do that. And the proper resolution is before you for your consideration.
Thank you, John. Council, before you, you have the consideration of electing Mr. Bill Hemingway as the first Director Emeritus for the Jacksonville Tourism Development Authority, and also that authorizes others in the future that can be nominated as well, not just 8 individuals.
Mr. Mayor Pro Tem, I proudly recommend that we appoint Bill Hemingway to the status of Director Emeritus and also to adopt a resolution so appointing him.
Second.
Have a motion and a second. Any other discussion?
Well-deserving honor for Mr. Hemingway, whose history is well stated in the resolution as the former city clerk, finance director, tax collector, and tour guidance exemplar. When I first got here in 1987, he was a city clerk, and he took me around to just about everybody in the city that he thought I should know. Well-deserved honor for him.
Yes, it is.
Yes, it is.
He's a man that I have a lot of respect for, so.
He is dedicated,
Yep.
and he comes to the meetings. He's an amazing man and well-deserved. All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Okay, motion carries. Thank you. Item number 19, again, the Jacksonville Tourism Development Authority appointments. Before you, you have a vacant seat on the JTDA. The vacant seat is assigned to someone who's affiliated with a facility that collects the occupancy tax. General Manager of Hampton Inn, Miguel Murillo, is being recommended for the seat. He's a member of the Tourism Advisory Board of the Chamber since 2015, and being eligible for the qualifications of 2 category that's associated with tourism promotion and his affiliation with the collected tax. Dr. Woodruff, I'll turn it over, or
There's
John.
another, if you want to do both at the same
Yeah,
time.
I'll go ahead and continue on. And to further, Councilmember Randy Thomas has indicated a willingness to serve on the authority and would assume the seat that had been held by Mr. Hemingway. So, John, do you want to just quickly?
I believe both persons that you've named have been questioned and asked if they're willing to serve and so forth. And these are names that persons that we would recommend to the council for a motion to appoint both of these members to the TDA. Again, to get it up to full 6 members, so that, with 6 members, we have to have 4 there to have a quorum.
Right.
So we're always looking at that.
And as the chairman of the TDA, just FYI, we did do complete interviews with Miguel Murillo, and he comes highly recommended, and we are looking forward to his participation and input. He'll be an asset as well as you, Randy, so we look forward to that. Council, before you have the appointments.
Make a motion that we appoint Mr. Morello and Councilmember Thomas to terms that expire June 30th in 2020 to the JTTA.
Second?
I have a motion and a second. Any further discussion? All right, all in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Okay, motion carries. That ends our order of business, and we'll get to reports. I'll start at this end. Councilman Warner?
No report, sir.
No report. Randy?
No report, thank you.
Okay. Jerry?
Just want to acknowledge, I think everyone's aware that Chief Yanera, who has left us, has been reappointed to the Governor's Crime Commission. Congratulate him. I know that's a personal honor, but it's also an honor to the organization, particularly to the Department of Public Safety and to the community, to have one of our own in a position of influence in the state capitol. So kudos to Chief Yanera on his appointment. That's all I have.
Thank you. You want to mention the adoption of the budget for Onwassa?
Okay, there is a public hearing tomorrow night at 6 o'clock in the council chambers for Onwassa's annual budget. The budget was tentatively approved by the Onwassa Board of Directors without any rate increase. And the Onwassa finances are in good order with outstanding fund balance. And if there's any questions council wishes me to pose at the meeting tomorrow night, I'd be more than willing to do so.
Thank you. Thank you, Jerry. The only thing I have is just FYI, it is about time for a report from our transportation, Anthony Prince, and I think I spoke with him today, and he's going to try to get on a workshop schedule so that we can bring council up to date with a lot of great news and great projects that are coming forward and give a full update. And that's all I have. Richard?
You'll notice at the bottom of the agenda that we have the one city, our city, my city moment. That's something we're going to add for a year to each of our council meetings. The mayor and you have discussed this new program. It's part of a caring community, but it is our focus this coming year to continue to build respect, civility, and build our community truly as one city. So tonight, the one city moment, which I will give, and we will open this for others in the weeks ahead to come forward and give the one city moment, is going to be about a wonderful event that will happen this coming Thursday night. The North Carolina Symphony will be in town. It will be at Riverwalk Park. It will begin at 6:30. It is a free concert. People say that there's not a lot to do in Jacksonville. All I'll say to you is maybe that's because you're watching your TV instead of actually checking websites and looking. But we're very proud of the fact that the North Carolina Symphony comes twice a year. It will be here Thursday night. If you're looking for something to do and see how our city is in fact one city coming together in a beautiful park that you have funded with beautiful flowers and amazing landscaping, we invite the public to come. As far as reports, we have several things. This morning, we had 50 young people swimming at the Jacksonville Country Club. You will remember that part of the Parks and Recreation program this year for our summer program, now this is not the public swimming pool, but part of our summer program, the country club contacted us. We worked out a very nominal fee, and we had 50 young people swimming there this morning. And that is now open for our programs only, not the public. Talking about the public, this evening you did approve a lease with Holiday City. We have worked out the final details. We have lifeguards that are currently being hired. And on Friday, the 30th of June, which is amazingly only a week and a half away, the pool at the Holiday City Mobile Home Park on Corbin will be open Monday through Saturday for city residents, public to come and swim from 10 a.m. to 4 p.m. The evening hours, it will be closed to the public and available only to the Holiday City residents. Sunday, likewise, it will be closed to the public and only available to the Holiday City residents. The fee that the council have approved is $1 for children under 12, $2 for all others. Maximum capacity is 75 persons. We hope that the public that has been asking for a long time for a pool will come out and utilize this. Because when we discussed this with City Council before, you agreed this was a great pilot where for nominal money, we can find out, do people in Jacksonville only talk about swimming or actually come out and swim? So we encourage the public to do this. The final update this evening will be a reminder that all City Council meetings in July have been canceled, and your first meeting will be the first meeting in August. So we wish you and the staff a good summer vacation.
Thank you, Richard. John?
No report, thank you.
Okay. Well, thank you. Great meeting. I'll entertain a motion to adjourn.
So moved.
All in favor?
Aye.
We got who the lessors go.
Thank you.
Opposed.